common knowledge that Royale High has a pretty big rage beta problem. So in today's video, we are going to be talking all about that. Alright, hi, TT here, and today we are going to be talking about Royale High's obvious problem with rage betas. Alright, so before the video starts, please make sure to like and subscribe and follow all of my socials that will be linked in the description. Without further ado, let me get into the video now. Now, if you are watching this video and you have no idea what rage betas are, basically rage betas are people that try to intentionally rile you up and get you angry on the internet or just in general, like in a game. They just try to rile you up and try to get you as angry as possible just for their personal laugh and gain or whatever. Royale High has a huge problem with that, so I really just wanted to talk about that today, and I wanted to bring up a tweet that I would have came across today under the user of @everfriend2024, which is an interesting name to say the least, and this tweet reads sigh with just a simple photo or a screenshot of a person in Royale High Trading Hub that has the caption on top of her head, African style girl / likes KFC. Now, immediately I wasn't really fazed by this because a lot of rage betas in Royale High just do this, a lot of trolls do this in Royale High, but a lot of new gen Royale High players wouldn't know that this is a thing, and a lot of people on the internet would be very offended by this. But I don't know if it's necessarily a good or a bad thing if I'm just unfazed by how unfazed I am of this, because this is something that we have seen multiple times before, seen multiple times happen before. People basically being intentionally disrespectful to other races and not really caring, because then again, it's just a game, right? Like, no, that's just not how it works. Whether you're inside a game, you want to be as respectful as possible, especially when it comes around race, and these people just clearly don't care about it. And I actually did post something along the lines of this when I was seeing someone else inside of Trading Hub. I'll try to find that tweet right now. I'll put it on the screen if I find it. But it was basically a tweet of a person that was dressed in a hijab. It was all rainbow and stuff, and they were just kind of being very inappropriate. And I think my caption was something along the lines of, is this remotely okay? And it was a rhetorical question. Like, I already knew that it wasn't okay. I was just trying to show people what I was seeing, and it was honestly just so insane to me that people are so bored to the point that they would go to the lengths of trying to purposely rile people up just to get attention. And this is sort of the point that I was trying to make in the beginning of the video. There's just so much people that are trying to get attention for seemingly no reason, because in Royale High there's really nothing that you can't work up to anymore. Like, the Royale High economy is really bad right now. The content creation space in terms of Royale High has kind of gone plummeted. Like, the only good thing that we all basically talk about at the moment is like, oh, look at this win trade that I would have got in Trading Hub. Oh, look how pretty this halo looks, and look how pretty this outfit looks, and look how pretty everything is, like the graphics and stuff. But other than that, there's really nothing else that we can talk about in Royale High besides Royale High is in its downfall stage. Like, I think I would have talked about this in my video where I was talking about being a content creator is hard. I'll put it on the screen right now. Actually, can't even remember if I would have made that video or if it was just a thought that I never brought to a video. But my thought process was basically, it is very hard for content creation to be possible in Royale High anymore because of how dead the game is and how much people would have just moved over to Dress to Impress and stuff. And honestly, when Monsterverse does come out and Momo City and games like that, I will be moving over to those games. But just to assure all of you guys, I will still be playing Royale High. I will still be talking about some of the minor updates. Even if I'm not covering it in shorts specifically, I will still be playing Royale High. I'll still be streaming it. But just saying, everybody does move on from one stage. Moving on from Royale High is something that I eventually need to do. But talking about topics like this is something that you guys genuinely like. So I think I will do this, okay? For as long as it can supply me until I eventually move over to Monsterverse and Momo City and stuff like that. Coming back to the main point of the video, this kind of made me think of how like inaccurate some of the hairs were in Royale High. Like, for example, back in the Wake Up Barbie situation, if you guys don't know anything about that, I'll put my iceberg video on the screen right now. If you guys have not seen that video, please bear in mind I do curse back there, but if you are fine with going back to watching that video, I would have discussed all about the Wake Up Barbie movement, and in the Wake Up Barbie movement, there was a lot of talk about the Black Royal High as being stereotypically named after Black stereotypical names. Like, I'll try to get that picture on the screen right now. If I can't, just to go with my word, okay? It's what happened. Just thinking about all that is just making me realize how sad and how truly bad Black representation is not represented in the Royal High community at all. Like, the entire Black History Month update would have evaporated because of this, and I'll put that video on the screen right now. I would have talked about the Wake Up Barbie movement there as well. Like, it was very bad, and now I'm not saying that the Wake Up Barbie movement was a incentive for people to want to be stereotypically racist and stuff like that in Royal High. I'm just saying that people like this on the internet are just going to keep trying to rile people up for no apparent reason, and it's honestly getting annoying and it's getting old, especially for a community that has dwindled throughout the years, a community that is basically dead. And it's like, why are you still doing this in the big 2025? Like, why are you rage baiting? Half of the Royal High community is basically gone and doesn't care about what you're doing anymore. You're just trying to get attention in a community that doesn't really care anymore. You know, it's really useless when you think about it. So when you guys go into Royal High and you see someone in these outfits, I would suggest that you leave them alone. Like, they are basically not your problem. They're not really a problem, really. You can just let other people handle it if they want to, because honestly, I would just stay in my lane or just leave the server, because it's not my problem, you know. Just stay in your lane, honestly. So yeah, I think that is all I have to say on today's topic. If you guys have anything to add, please put it down in the comments. And yeah, I think that is all I have to say on today's video. If you guys like the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and see ya.